Welcome back. I'm Dr. Todd Lizon of Lifestyle Integration, and we're talking about the new paradigm of healing. In other words, moving from sickness thinking into wellness thinking. We've talked about the first couple of points. We're going to move into a few more now. Number 3 in understanding this new paradigm of healing is that we need to be wellness-based. It's pretty self-explanatory, but wellness, from a broad definition, is not just the absence of disease. We need to be looking at the very, very deep levels, and we need to keep working on wellness on a regular, ongoing basis. So wellness is not just the absence of a symptom. We need to be very focused on staying well and keep working on our wellness as time goes on. The fourth point in this new paradigm of healing that we need to address is that nutritional balancing is thoroughly preventive and predictive in its focus. And what that means is that medicine, by and large, is focusing on diagnosing something. And if you can diagnose something, that means that there's actually a disease already present. We want to try to get to things before that happens. We don't want to have to wait until there is something to be diagnosed. We want to pick up on things early and be thoroughly preventative when it comes to the way we look at health and wellness. Blood, for example, is not necessarily the best medium to be testing. It's good at certain things, but blood will be maintained at the expense of the tissues. It will maintain itself while the tissue will lose certain minerals and vitamins. So if we really want to be preventative, if we really want to be predictive, we need to be looking more into the tissues, which is where a hair mineral and tissue analysis can be particularly valuable. We'll go over many of those benefits into the future. The fifth point in this new healing paradigm is to first do no harm. It makes a lot of sense, but depending on what statistics you read and what you tend to look at, modern medicine is essentially been blamed in some medical research papers for being anywhere, depending on which one you read, from the first to the fourth leading cause of death. First to fourth. That's over top of things like heart disease. That's a very scary statistic. The sixth point to understand in this new paradigm of healing that we're talking about is that nutritional balancing or whatever system you're looking at, has to have the ability to correct many latent or subclinical health conditions. In other words, sometimes I'll get people coming to me for, let's say, weight loss. And they are on the program for 6 months, 9 months, a year, and they keep saying, Todd, I'm really not losing a lot of weight, I'm not losing a lot of weight. Or another situation where they come in with a skin condition, and the skin condition is really not changing after a few months. We do the tissue tests, we do our retests, and we look at what the levels are saying, and we can see clearly that the body's improving. And what can often happen is a subclinical condition, perhaps a little bit of a kidney problem or heart disease or even a latent cancer at the very early stages is formed. The body in its wisdom is not going to be paying attention to weight or other issues like skin rashes. It's going to be paying attention to a cancer that's forming and healing and fixing that. So for them to come back and say, your program, this isn't really working, doesn't make a lot of sense unless you understand that the body in its wisdom will address what it needs to address when it needs to address, not according to what we think it should be addressing. The seventh, very quickly, is low cost. Medicine has gone crazy with cost for many different reasons. Nutritional balancing program is extremely cost effective and it is not expensive. I think for now, that's about all we want to cover. Until next time, keep well.